We'll open the December 3rd, 2025 Planning and Zoning meeting. Nate, can you get a roll call?
Sure. McFarland.
Here.
Shoemaker.
Here.
Kellogg.
Here.
Gallion.
Here.
Schrock.
Here.
Kelly did let me know earlier she didn't think she'd be able to make it. She backed up on her route.
I'm sure. It's a busy time.
Yep.
All right, are there any questions on the minutes from last meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes last meeting.
I'll second. Yeah, Dave.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Schrock.
Aye.
Gallion.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
McFarland.
Aye. Nate, you want to go over what we have?
Yeah, so we've got Millersburg Tobacco and Vape, excuse me, submitted their variance request for 1430 South Washington. They're under the square footage, but the number of signs they're over on. They're limited, each business is located to two total signs per frontage. They only have one frontage there, so 2 signs. So they've got a total of 12 signs, if you count the 5 upper and lower decals, the wall sign, and then the one on the master sign on the pylon sign out by the road. So it's strictly the number of signs. These are always a little topic of debate when it's not. To me, these are specific to the products in the establishment. It's not like a temporary milk's on sale for the week and they put a flyer in the window. These are going to stay up. So I count them as, I've always considered them to be permanent signs. That's why they're here.
Any discussion?
Well, I drove down South Washington Street, and if you want to look, you want to start picking fights, you're going to see signs
There's a
all
bunch
over
of them.
businesses.
Yep.
So I'm not going to object to that because then you're going to be enforcing a lot of people aren't going to be able to, and they're up all the time. The signs that
Yeah,
I see.
we've tried to
I understand.
keep up on all of them, but
But I don't,
like I said,
you know.
if Tobacco Hut's one
We've
that's
got
been
all
in
over
town for a
Dawson,
long
yeah.
time. We've battled that one for years, going back and forth. And years ago, Jerry did come in and get a variance for that was back in the Andy Jones days. That's how long ago that was.
Nate, if this was contiguous and you didn't have the dividers for the windows inside of it and it was connected to that top one, they wouldn't be over their square footage allowance. Because to me, like the presence of those dividers shouldn't
I don't think
necessarily
so.
constitute another sign.
Oh, because it's kind of like
He's right at
one.
60 square feet total.
So he's probably close.
Yeah, I don't think it would, I mean, if it was one continuous sign, you'd be adding a couple in, yeah, you'd be a little bit over,
Maybe
maybe,
close.
but it's right there.
Yeah, that's the way I look
Okay.
at it.
Have you any other comments or?
He's not gonna put anything out next to the road though, just this, right?
There's also one out at on the Walmart
Oh, okay, yeah.
pylon sign, the freestanding sign. There's a panel on there. And that's included, there's 12 total. So the variance would technically be for 10 extra signs.
Yeah.
So this would be about the same as what, like, is it Advanced?
Very similar.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I drove
Yeah.
down and looked at all the different businesses.
Yeah.
The thing that made me feel different about Advanced, and I've always felt like this is kind of tough, you get the same amount of signage for a store that's the size of Advanced as you do for a store that's the size of this, right? So that's always felt like incongruent to me about these places. Advanced is much larger than what this is.
Yeah.
But to me, like the fact that really we're counting them as separate signs only because there's a window pylon between them. If
Right.
they were connected that
Yep.
whole way, we'd count it as one
I agree with
sign
that.
makes
Right.
it, and that it's close to the square footage makes it more appealing to me
I agree with your, about the bigger buildings. I feel bad for some of they get lost in the, a lot of people haven't realized that store's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not enough off, you know, some of these that are in these plazas, like even when you get down by the, you know, they get lost and
Mhm.
people just don't know. So it helps, I think, at least if they're, you know, they're able to say what they have or what they,
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't bother me either, so.
And I don't take this wrong, but we didn't divide up the buildings, so.
No.
You know,
Nothing to
it's,
do with that.
Right.
But it
They
does
were
help
when
to
we
get
leased it.
attention, the more they can advertise
Yeah,
on their front
yeah,
when people are stopped
right.
at the light there, and that attention can get to what all's in there.
Yep.
And a lot of people just, the Millersburg nutrition thing was there for a long time,
mm-hmm,
so people aren't thinking about something new being there.
sure,
So it helps draw attention when you're, you know, to what's there.
yep. Yeah, it certainly does give them
Mhm.
better visibility.
Mhm.
Any other comments? Make a motion to vote?
I'll make a motion that we approve the variances that Jaime wrote it. Sign.
I'll second.
Second. Kellogg,
Aye.
McFarland,
Aye.
Gowdy,
Aye.
Schrock,
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
What about the other smoke shop that's down
I
behind?
saw that, are they putting two in?
One over by the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not heard exactly what's going on there, but they had applied for their signs. They're under, they didn't have any excess or
Yeah.
anything, so we approved those administratively. I don't know what,
The
the
lights were
timing and
on down
everything was really
Not the same
interesting.
people, right?
No, totally different,
When I drove around tonight before I came, they were working in there.
yeah,
The lights were on.
okay. I've not seen activity
That's
during
the
the
first
day.
I've seen activity.
so,
Yeah, I noticed that one over there too.
Yeah,
I wonder how this town's
And-
gonna support three.
Huh?
How this town's gonna support three.
They must,
and they were in there prior to this
Mhm.
one,
Yeah.
but with virtually no activity, so I'm not sure
Yeah.
what's going on there. I did want to update you guys on the Terrace View property.
I was going to
yes,
ask about
thank
that.
you.
So I'd sent you all that email about
Yeah.
I don't know if the owner contacted you. If he did, that's
I
fine.
never
I
heard
don't,
from anybody.
doesn't matter to me. So the fire department, District 1, got a court order.
I got a copy of it. It was on the Wednesday before.
Right
It was
before
right before, it was that
Thanksgiving,
Wednesday.
yes.
I got the signed order from Judge Warren.
Basically a cease and desist. They can't do anything, temporary restraining order on the property, but they can't do any more activity up there until they bring it up to code. I turned our zoning stuff that I talked to you guys about over to our attorneys, Kick and Gilman. I asked for follow-up and update today, haven't heard anything yet, but I assume they're working on it as well. So there should be no more paranormal tours going on there until they, number one, bring the building up to code and then get zoning approval to do that.
Well, what about the camper that's sitting there? They living in that again?
That's the neighbors. That's Kenny Miller's
Oh,
across the street. He's worked out some deal that he mows and they let him store the camper.
well, there's an extension. There was a cord run across the road there for a while.
There was, yeah,
Kept
we
going.
got rid of that.
I'd get rid of a snowplow.
It would have been, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
was.
take it no activity. Were people watching that? That there was nothing going
Yes,
on over the
yeah,
weekend?
there was just, to the best of my knowledge, nothing happened.
Nate, what was that property approved for with the special use?
So the, I'm trying to, Research and Development Corporation owned it previously.
What's a school?
Did we approve for
It
the
was
vocation
approved for
school?
post-secondary and adult
I didn't know
education.
that. That was before me.
Yeah,
That's what I
Really?
there
thought
was,
I remember.
yeah.
What happened?
There was talk about rehab being part of that, but that was never part of the zoning approval. It
Right.
was strictly post-secondary and adult education.
That would have been great. What happened?
Kind of a
Did-
vocational,
Well, when
The
they
owner
first
passed-
come in there.
The owner passed away.
the owner did.
Oh, yeah, so then thus they,
Right.
okay, so then he
They had
passed.
to have it right away. It was gonna be a real fast deal. They were really after us to pass that thing
Yeah.
right now. Well, we
Okay.
passed it,
Okay.
and then nothing developed out of it, other than they put a new heating unit or something on there.
Some
and
rooftop
let the old
units,
one
yeah.
sit there.
Yep.
And that brings up another question. Why something like that, where we're rezoned and nothing happens. I mean, we're not talking about signs or property lines or something, but if we make a major change in the zoning, can we put some kind of a limit on that as to how long a time they have to do something? Whether there's any kind of follow-up, or whether we could cancel it and they have to come back in for a renewal on it? I mean, it's just something to bring out.
So then it would revert back to
What it was as a nursing
what
home.
it was previously, yeah, nursing home. I don't know if, I have to look into that a little bit, because I'm not sure, I like the special use district because anything has to
Yeah.
come to you guys.
Yeah,
It's a safety net, really.
but is there a safety net to say that how long a period after we grant something in that? Is there anything, you know, that?
Not really.
A
No.
year, 6 months, or, you know, they need to give us some progress on what they're doing.
My point though, I don't know that we'd want that, because if it would revert back to the previous zoning, somebody could come in there and do it, and you guys would have no say in it.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be a bad thing.
I
I'm
mean,
not
if
saying
they-
it would be a
Yeah,
bad thing,
it
but
depends on.
it would just be
usually-
an automatic approval for
Yeah, I
them.
mean, it doesn't have to necessarily have to be the nursing home, but anything.
And that's why I'm thinking any other
Yeah.
properties, you may not want that to revert back to what it was before. If nothing it could go both ways. I'd be a little leery to do that. I think, like I said, I think it's the safest for the village
Yeah,
and residents to know that any change to that use has to come to you guys.
Well, and I agree with that, but so the thing that still bothers me, like especially downtown, is when Ecoba was able to allow the building Tracy bought to be storage or whatever it ended up, you know, it was retail,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was able to be whatever it was, and
But
then
that's building code, not zoning code.
so his building code doesn't apply to something?
It does,
Okay,
but it's specific to each use.
so building code for the terrace view,
The Chinese,
right, for that
property
building, so
owner-
let's talk about that building, right?
they got it permitted through the building code for storage.
Yeah, which was stupid,
And-
that should never happened, I'm
Well,
sorry.
That was their
Okay.
prerogative at the time they owned it, so they
Okay.
could do that.
Okay,
That, when Van Kuren's bought it and wanted to make it retail and
mhm. Yeah, we
apart,
know what she
whatever,
had to go through, yeah.
that kicks it into a whole different
Yeah.
set of building codes. Totally outside of zoning code.
But you agree, you've always agreed,
Yeah, yeah.
a downtown prime spot in retail, Ecoba should have never been allowed to say that can be storage. A main
Yeah.
street,
They don't
that,
really consider, they just look at what the building code says, if it's allowable.
but it never come through here though.
no,
Mm-mm.
that was all
See?
Ecoba.
Yeah,
So we lost control over something. It was like the village, the historic downtown Millersburg lost control of what could happen to it at Prime, and then what she's had to go through,
Mm-hmm.
which has been my whole
she
point.
ever gonna get it open?
Yeah, they're making progress now finally.
Are they?
So, not,
I don't think it's gonna be.
not the Van Kuren's doing it all. They've been working very hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not. It's
They got some
Ecoba,
grant
it's
funding.
yeah.
There's some momentum now that they'll get things going.
That was for heating and air, wasn't it?
Yeah, and roof,
Or-
I believe roof work as well.
Well, I don't know. Like you said about terrace. I mean, you can't tell somebody. You know, I know people were butt sore about what happened there, but if somebody wants to sell a building to somebody else, you can't stop that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know that they were
Yep.
hoping that was gonna be, we were gonna get it and put it in
Mhm.
the land thing with, and so it sits there and, but they just can't do with it what they want and then snub their noses at us.
Right, they need to follow the proper steps like everyone
And
else.
that's a safety. Something could have happened. People doing
Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
That'd be on all of
hanging
us.
wires, and what else was
Yeah, who
in that
knows?
report?
Yeah,
So they've done nothing.
no. And they knew, and you were glad I gave you that, right? Because
Mhm.
they knew a year ago.
Yep.
Didn't just come up a couple years ago. They
Mhm.
knew. They were told.
So what's gonna happen with Terrace View though, if he gets, what's the next step? I mean, if they go out,
So we are gonna.
He can't do anything until he brings it up to code through ECOBA and the fire department, for the fire marshal's office for fire code. And then he has to come to us for zoning approval for anything that is not post-secondary or adult education.
But what we've already granted them, well, is there any way they can do anything here with it?
So me and the owner had a long
Oh, this is good.
discussion about that.
I saw that.
He tried to argue that while it may not be a course that you and I would enroll in, paranormal tours could be considered educational. I said, I disagree, and you don't get to dictate what approved uses are. That's my job. So, we had a long debate on that one.
You think he's gonna show, you think they're gonna show up at the meeting Monday?
No,
They didn't, oh, so they're
no,
just bumping us.
he's in Butte, Montana.
Oh.
That's where he's from. He's not coming to Ohio.
What about the
for this.
paranormal guy?
They're also in Bismarck or somewhere out there, yeah.
Who was gonna be running all this? The ghosts?
Is Dan still here, or did he go
No,
back?
Dan.
Dan's out of the area, I believe, as far as what I've been told.
I don't think he's around.
They got a new chain up, I know that.
Yeah.
They got a new chain around the driveway. But, yeah, I mean, what, his option would be to sell that sucker. I think a good lot for, you know, what we've been talking, building.
Well, and like I
20,
said,
30 homes through there.
you could get that many. I
Yeah.
don't think you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big lot, how far it goes. I mean, it goes and touches.
We had a preliminary
241,
sketch
doesn't
of
it?
it.
Oh,
Where it
yeah,
was kind of
this is
stepped.
what he wanted.
Okay.
The way it lays now, there wasn't a whole lot of earthwork involved. You could use the contours and have a couple of levels. Leave basically the way it runs now, run a street down the middle,
Yeah.
put lots on each
Oh,
side.
okay. Well, like I said, I know that everybody was upset, but
Mhm.
the person, they didn't want it torn, they sold it to them.
Right.
Yeah. The church had it at one time, didn't they? Wasn't there a church involved in that?
Yeah, Gateway. Or-
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
was involved. There was a
Before
church
they
involved.
built their,
No, they were given,
oh, was they the one wanting to do the rehab?
they ended up with it as kind of a gift.
That's
Yeah, it was one of them
right.
dollar transfers or something.
Yeah.
And then
I remember that.
they gave it, they gave
They
it to the
sold
people,
it
they
to
sold it,
the Research and Development Corporation.
Yeah,
right.
and then they were gonna make, somebody was gonna make a rehab out of it
Mhm.
for druggies, that come in here. We had a real big heated discussion over that.
Yep.
Well, guess what? You still had people walking all around town that were druggies, so.
Well, yeah, we beat it by putting the school involved with the junior high at that time. I was at the church, helped us on those two. But, yeah,
Well, maybe.
it's been a heated discussion before.
Yep.
I think it's gonna end up being housing for the IRA. You hear that? Dan Lodi got somehow pissed off the IRA when he was in Ireland.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm not on Facebook. I just have people tell me what's going on Facebook. I have a flip phone. I really do. Nobody believes it, but it's really not me out there doing stuff because I have a flip phone.
I think that's all we had.
Okay.
Okay, get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So,
All in favor, say aye.
I thought we'd already